Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning tea. I'm your girl, Alex Schiffman, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Mr. Courtney Revolution. What's going on, Courtney? Happy Friday.
Woo! Hi, everybody. I'm Courtney Bam Revolution, and welcome, shimmy, 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 to Shambong Friday, and also happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Schiffman. Happy birthday to you. And then Ariana. Alex's birthday is this weekend. Happy birthday, Alex!
Thank you so much, Courtney. That is beautiful. I want that on a single. Can you forward that to me? Just a little clip that I can put on all weekend on YouTube. Thank you so much. Very sweet. Yes, it is my birthday tomorrow, so I will be celebrating this weekend. But what are you up to this weekend, Courtney?
Alex, you already know. Before I get into it, good morning, Amanda, because I see you, girl. You already ready to get into it. Make sure you guys like the video, share, get your friends in here. Let's get it. You already know what I'm about to do, Alex. Wendy Williams movie come out tomorrow as well. So I'm going to be getting into that film, the documentary. I want to find out all about Kelvin, the mistresses. Wendy was talking about Alex. Well, maybe I shouldn't be so extra. But Alex, how do you feel in T-Tribe? How do you feel about celebrities speaking about other celebrities that they have been in the boudoir with? Because Wendy was just speaking about a rapper named Method Man that she had been with, and we're all kind of shocked right now. Do you think that it's okay to kiss and tell, y'all? Sorry to just jump right into it.
You know, we aren't celebrities, so I guess we don't know the proper etiquette, but I would think there is an understanding. I'm not about kissing and telling, so I think celebrities probably have the same etiquette, especially if they are, you know, major celebrities like a Method Man and Wendy Williams and all of that. I don't know. What do you think?
I feel like you should keep that to yourself. I'm pretty sure Method Man had already gone on and married, especially if the person's like married already or they have someone, they had someone. Things get a little sticky and awkward. I understand telling your truth, of course. You know I'm about that. But a little cringy, but I'm still excited for the movie. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yes, me too. I will be watching that on Sunday. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll catch it on my actual birthday, but it's recorded. We're ready to go. Sunday, sitting on the couch and checking that out. So we can talk about it on Monday, of course. But Courtney, there's also something else we have to talk about before we get into this tea. New Selena Gomez music video. Baila conmigo. Did it make you dance? Tell me everything you're feeling when you saw it this morning.
Alex Schiffman, I'm going to tell you right now, as I poured my cold brew, I said, oh, we're going to get into this. You know, you just press play, and I had Selena up on my Nespresso girl. Sometimes when you're not making it, you just sit her up there. And I was so pleased. You know what I mean? You ever just see something, you're like, you know what, Selena, all right. You're in your bag now. You hopped out your feelings and you hopped in your bag. And I'm here for every morsel. Great song.
I agree. It made us dance, which is what we wanted, hearing the title itself. I also love the music video and the little girl like learning the choreography from Selena on the TV. I like the whole kind of message behind it. Super cute, super fun. And like you said, Selena really is in her element. This may be the future of Selena and her music and all of that. At least for now, it's looking good. So I really, really enjoyed it. T-Tribe, let me know in the chat what you thought about it, because we love to hear it. And shout out to Travis. Good morning, Court, Alex, and T-Tribe. Started school, so been kind of busy, but I'm glad to be here this Friday. Also, Miss Gomez slayed it with Baila. Yes, wonderful. All right, well, let me also break down what we have on the show today before we get into it. We're starting off with some serious allegations being made against T.I. and his wife, Tiny. This is pretty crazy. We're going to talk about that story. New details are revealed regarding Rita Ora's birthday last year. Mariah Carey and Shawn Mendes become besties on social media. This is a funny story. And then Megan Fox is sporting a big ring on a specific finger. and we don't know what's going on. Also, The Weeknd still can't believe he didn't get a Grammy nom this year. We're going to tell you all about that. And then we're talking about Justin Bieber's new music video, For Anyone, featuring someone very familiar, we all know. And then The Weeknd may have a surprise guest at his halftime show. Someone that Courtney and I kind of speculated maybe on that stage. So this is exciting to get a little more rumor, not confirmation. And then Miley Cyrus gave a very cool performance for her Tiny Desk concert. Love a good tiny set. So we'll tell you about that. And then behind the Kar-Jenner gates, we're talking all about the teaser for the final season that dropped. All kinds of feels, what we can expect. Will Scott and Courtney ever get together? And then what was Chris talking about at the end of the trailer? We'll tell you about that. And then for our OMT story of the day, Khloe admitted that she wants more kids with Tristan now on camera. We saw another thing in that trailer that dropped. This looks like a final season we can spill some tea on. Stay tuned. We're getting into all of this today. Courtney, are you ready? Do you have that hot water? Let's pour it up and do this.
Alex, I'm going to fill the mug up because the tea is hot today. Whew, that's just starting off with the first one, girl. Let me hurry up, girl. Might gotta take 2 shambles today, girl.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, girl. Bam.
Cheers. Filling this tea. By the way, I love that you have an espresso because so do I, and we're Nespresso twins, and I didn't know that about you. So you learn something every single day. What a treat that Nespresso is, right?
Alex, listen, y'all know I'm a coffee fool. Nespresso, especially if you're in a hurry, girl, pop in, girl. Pop, 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 pop.
Pop, pop.
Yes. That's it,
Yes.
y'all. If y'all don't have an espresso, tell your partner, your parent, whoever. If you're a coffee boy or girl person, get you that Nespresso. It's going to get you right like J-Lo.
Best gift. Best gift. Okay, let's get into it. If you're new here, we kick off the show with You Missed It, and these are all the stories you may have missed overnight. But don't worry, Courtney and I make sure to handle all the trending tea for you. And first up, some interesting and difficult news coming from this first story. T.I. and his wife Tiny are facing some serious allegations from businesswoman Sabrina Peterson following a heated exchange earlier this week. On Tuesday, Sabrina came forward alleging that T.I. held her at gunpoint in front of her children. This started a back and forth between Sabrina and Tiny, who defended her husband and said all of the claims weren't true. Sabrina has since posted to social media looking for survivors of abuse from T.I. and his wife, with around 15 women saying that the couple engaged and operated a sex trafficking racket for women and minors. Tiny herself is being accused of being the ringleader of the entire scheme. Some of the women responding to Sabrina's call for information are saying that Tiny forced young women to do drugs and engage in sexual acts. Sabrina claimed that she is trying to compile testimonies for a Surviving R. Kelly style documentary series to expose T.I. and Tiny's misdeeds. T.I. nor Tiny have responded to the allegations as of yet. So what do you make of this situation, Courtney and T-Tribe? This is some serious stuff.
Alex, Brittany, y'all look in the chat right now. Brittany said, whoa, what? My mind is blown. And that's exactly how I feel. Now, this story, Alex, has been sort of circulating around the internet for the past couple of days, but it seems as though it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and the more and more people sort of come forward and say that, hey, I was involved in this and this is my story. I mean, we kind of got to get into it, you guys. Is this something that whoever expects someone to be involved in something like this? But I want to bring to you guys' attention, there was an Instagram exchange between Rob Kardashian and T.I. once upon a time ago. And it was something around Black China maybe being with them in the boudoir. And Rob had said something to the effect of like, you know what you did, or like, you know what goes on. China told me what goes on with you guys and this, that, and the third. Yeah, and so I heard this and I said, oh, well, that's wild. But then my Kar-Jenner brain clicked in. And I was like, oh, maybe that's what Rob was alluding to. Because, you can't really point the finger like that. But you can allude so that when things come out, you can go back and say, oh, remember that? I feel awful for all of the victims. And if there are more, I would hope that they are in a positive place in their lives where they will feel comfortable to come forward and tell their stories for others that have been in similar situations.
I agree. This is just very crazy. And just sad. I mean, I'm sure the story is still developing and we'll have more to report on, but at this moment, it's just crazy.
Yeah, wild news. That's how we kick it off here on Fridays, girl. If it's something wild, we got to get into it, girl. Buckle up, y'all.
Well, moving on to some lighter news, but still a little wild. Shawn Mendes and Mariah Carey are breathing in the good things in life. Posting to his Instagram earlier this week, Shawn showed off an open field and blue skies. The pic shows the singer shirtless, of course, with the caption reading, quote, "Grateful, the sun, coffee, my health, my family, old Mariah Carey songs, music, humans," is what he said. Mariah Carey saw the post and was tickled by the shout out. She responded to Shawn's original Instagram post with a tweet of her own. Maria opts for a forest locale for her singing of affirmations rather than a field, but she nails the effect beautifully. She captioned this tweet, quote, "Grateful, the sun, tea, my health, my family, old Shawn Mendes songs, music, humans." So the back and forth obviously spurred fans to hop in on it as well. Between both celebrity fan groups, both sides were super excited by the shout outs. Shawn, Mariah, and fans keep going back and forth on each other's social media platforms, calling for favorite songs and throwing small amounts of playful shade at one another. What did you think of this story?
Alex. Bless Mariah Carey. Good morning, Lambly, as they're called, the Mariah Carey stands. Good morning, Lambly. This is cute. I think that Mariah Carey is really good. Mariah Carey, or if there are other people that manage her social media, they're very good at social media. I think that if you go down Mariah Carey's Twitter, I mean, she's hilarious on there. And this very much fits in with that sort of humor that she displays there. When it comes to Shawn, y'all already know I'm very iffy about Mr. Shawn Mendes. But I do want to point out that what I'm perceiving, Alex, let me know if you feel like I'm doing too much. What I'm perceiving is Shawn, he's not edgy, and that's okay. He's not the bad boy. He's not Craig Manning from Degrassi, if you catch that. He's soft, and he's light. He's airy. He's sensitive. He has feelings. It's good to see that he's leaning into that instead of being something that he is so clearly not.
Right.
Shout out to him.
I mean, we can picture Shawn Mendes listening to Mariah Carey. You know what I mean? Like, this just made sense. When I read it, I was like, oh, of course. Like, Shawn, you know, in his, like, singing Always Be My Baby. Like, this is something I can envision. I love this exchange. I love this kind of, like, old and new, you know, parts of pop culture coming together. Really cute. And maybe they'll do a collab. Would you want that?
How about this? This is not a diss towards Shawn specifically today. I think that Mariah Carey has better options. I think Ariana was a great move, and I'm not sure if Shawn should be next.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe a tour. Maybe they'll do a tour. I don't know. There's a lot of things that. Yeah.
He came out when I saw Taylor. He could do that for Mariah.
He could. But could you hear Mariah listening to Shawn songs? Like, could you envision that?
There's nothing holding me back. I'm trying to envision it. Maybe she has kids, like young kids that maybe like Shawn Mendes. Maybe, girl. Maybe she entertains it. Maybe that's her guilty pleasure. You roll the car windows up.
Love it. It's all for the kids. All right. Well, let's go back to some more celebrities that are in trouble. Again, more tough news. This time, Rita Ora got in trouble at the end of last year when she was caught throwing a birthday party for herself despite COVID-19 restrictions in the UK. Now, more information surrounding the B-Day bash has surfaced, and the specifics of what went down for the party are not looking good for Rita. So according to The Sun, the restaurant Rita rented out, Casa Cruz in London, was offered $7,000 to break with quarantine rules so the party could happen. Apparently, the owner of Casa Cruz was expecting around 7 people to show up to the event, but that it reached almost 20 by the end of the night. Rita also asked the restaurant to keep the specifics of the party under wraps, getting Casa Cruz to shut off its security recording from 9 until 9:30 p.m. Shut off the camera. This is an interesting tidbit. Casa Cruz also blacked out its windows, locked its doors, and hid from police when they came to investigate that evening. Rita Ora did end up paying a fine for throwing the shindig, but the owner of Casa Cruz is facing down financial ruin because the establishment allowed the party to happen and tried to evade the UK's pandemic restrictions. The restaurant is under threat of losing their license, and the owner has lost his job. Courtney, so happy you made it back for the end of this because I have to ask you this question. What is wrong with the double standard of being able to get away with going against government restrictions, but the restaurant almost going under because of them?
Firstly, good late afternoon to the girls out in the UK. First of all, what is wrong with Rita, y'all? Y'all need to go and get Rita. Alex, I just don't understand. Listen, I also lost my birthday to the pandemic, right? Girl, in my opinion, there are just different ways that you can live your life, and there are different ways that you can celebrate. And all of this hubbub, Alex, for like 20 people? 20 people? Yeah. 7,000? Is it worth it?
So the owner of the restaurant said that he was expecting 7 people to show up, but it reached almost 20, according to his words. So 20 people.
Rita, you know I love you. I'm on the beach. This is not good, Alex. And I'm glad that this made the news so that we can see an example of people paying the price. You know, it just sucks for the restaurant. Although he had a choice to say yes or no, it just is unfortunate that it ends up that way.
Yeah, there are 2 people at fault here. I don't want to just, put blame on Rita. The restaurant owner did agree to this. He says that, at the time, everyone was kind of furloughed and he was being greedy and, reflecting back on it, he wished he didn't do this. And I understand, but there are 2 people involved. So let's just say that. I also think that Rita, doesn't she have a house or somewhere else that she could invite everyone if she wanted to do this? Why make it so scandalous? And, she already knew she was doing something wrong because she had to, black out everything, turn the camera off. So she was aware. She just wanted to celebrate. And I understand celebrating your birthday. Listen, I'm all about a good birthday celebration, but there was a way to do it without affecting so many people involved.
Exactly. Wesley is saying, Rita, girl, you could have used that $7K to pay someone to play your songs. I will never let you down. Let me play that. What's that song, y'all, that Rita had? Me and my best friend, Alex, real quick before we move on. Rita Ora has this one song, and I forgot how to open it. Oh, I woke up with a fever this morning. Oh, my God. Me and her would say that to each other all of the time. Just, hey, girl, woke up with a fever this morning. I'm putting that back into my vocabulary again. Shout out to Rita Ora. But stay home.
Shout out. I also want to shout out Jersey Girl Jay because she just said, happy birthday, Alex. May your life always be a breathtakingly beautiful shade of pink. And I thought that was the most beautiful thing someone could say to me because, like, how amazing does that sound? Like, if life was just
no matter what shade is taking your breath away.
No matter.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. All right.
Shout out to Jersey Girl Jay. She's lovely.
Very sweet, and that really, I felt that in my heart. I hope my life is always a breathtakingly beautiful shade of pink, because we all deserve that. All right, well, let's move on to, speaking of pink and love that comes along with beautiful shades of pink. Listen to this next news. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly were spotted in New York yesterday for SNL rehearsals, and the Paps caught sight of what may be a ring on Megan's finger. MGK is going to be on Saturday Night Live's first episode of the year with John Krasinski tomorrow, but fans across the internet are focusing on what his girlfriend may be up to. So as Megan and MGK got out of their cars yesterday, everyone took notice of the large diamond ring that Megan was wearing on her wedding finger, sparking rumors that the two may have gotten engaged. Wouldn't be too surprising as the couple have been racing through a whirlwind romance since last summer, with Meghan even helping MGK through a very difficult time as he works through mental health struggles, substance abuse recovery, and of course, the death of his father. Who knows? Maybe we'll get an announcement tomorrow night when MGK performs on the SNL stage, which would be very, very cool. Do you think Meghan and MGK are getting engaged, Courtney and T Tribe, or do you think it's just another, just a diamond on her finger?
Right now, Alex, today, I think that Megan Fox is just, bling blinging, showing off her jewelry. She said, look, I'm fabulous, whatever. But I do want to say, I wouldn't be surprised if they got engaged sooner than later, and I want them to get married and have children. They're like my favorite couple right now. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe it's the fact that she's like, do you guys enjoy when you watch TV shows a good like girl saves boy storyline? Do y'all enjoy that? Because I enjoy that, and I feel like she's saving him, and it's a good thing because he has demons like we all do, and I think that they look great together. I don't know, I like them. Do you like them, Alex?
I do like them. I think that they kind of make sense. Some couples just match, and they're ones that just match to me. But I don't know why more people aren't talking about her cat ears, because I don't know if you saw that photo, but she has pink cat ears on going into these SNL rehearsals, and I thought that was more interesting than the ring. I don't know if it's a promise ring or anything, and I think they may be ending up in that direction. I don't know if it's coming anytime soon, but who knows? They seem very passionately in love, so it could be. But what about the cat ears? You like that?
I mean, maybe she is letting the world know that she is the main kitty in the litter, and she's ready to lick up that milk. Period. Oliver and Company, star of the show.
Exactly. Well, speaking of the star of the show, The Weeknd is speaking out about his recent Grammy snub for his album After Hours in a new interview for Billboard. So The Weeknd says on the cover story, quote, I use the sucker punch as an analogy because it just kind of hit me out of nowhere. I felt things. I don't know if it was sadness or anger. I think it was just confusion. I just wanted answers, like what happened? We did everything right, I think. Now, it is pretty surprising that the Grammys didn't give the hitmaker any nods with this year's nominations. After Hours has been a streaming powerhouse. The Weeknd himself is one of the artists on Spotify with billions of streams, and he's also performing at the Super Bowl next Sunday. So when the Grammy nominations were announced back in November, The Weeknd even tweeted out, quote, the Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency. Singer goes on in the interview to say that it isn't really about the award itself, and that he doesn't really see any value anymore to the Grammys he's already received. He also made sure to point out that in the 61-year history of the awards, only 10 Black artists have ever won Album of the Year. Shocking. What do you make of The Weeknd's response to the Grammys this year?
Alex, I am not a professional music artist. However, I can understand maybe the feeling of your superiors or people on your team, that these are the guidelines that you need to stay in order to reach a specific goal. And then who knows what he's sacrificed to stay within whatever those limits or lines were, and to put out the product and all of the fans be like, oh, well, girl, he's coming home with the Grammy. To have, it seems like the whole world or your whole world be like, oh, well, girl, this is great. This is next level, girl. Put the implants in, girl. Let's get the prosthetics going. And you have a whole, conceptual era, and to go through all of that, and the Grammy said, we good. Is probably devastating and probably a blow to his ego even still. And although I'm not the number one fan of The Weeknd, I do feel bad because I understand effort, and the effort not being recognized.
Yeah, I understand frustrations about that. I understand working so hard, putting a lot of effort in, and wanting to be recognized. So I get that part of it. But I also think we can't forget, why The Weeknd started in music. That he does have a passion to create. He is an artist. And it just makes me sad that he feels that because that the awards don't mean anything anymore. You know, I feel that it's gotten to this place. It just makes me sad. And it's
Alex,
sad.
do you think that it comes that the feeling of the Forget Award shows that there's a level of freedom that comes with that you can do whatever you want, make whatever you want, because you're not even trying, you're not even paying them, the committee over there, any mind. Maybe we'll get even better stuff from the weekend now if he's not paying attention to them.
Right. And I also feel that, like, you know, I don't want artists to not feel proud of their work if they don't get recognized. You know, it should be about the music. And if he feels that he created the best album itself, then that should say a lot also, you know?
Mhm.
But I do understand the frustration of wanting to be recognized and just kind of that satisfaction. I get it. Sad.
It is sad.
All right, well, let's move on to new music because Justin Bieber released a new video for his song Anyone, this time featuring his wife, Hailey Bieber. Released yesterday, the black and white road trip video shows film footage of Justin and Hailey on the road together and generally in love. Shuffling between shots of Hailey herself to both of the lovebirds intertwined with one another, the video plays like a love letter to Justin's wife. Justin previewed a clip on his Twitter account to promote the video yesterday, captioning it "You" with 3 red hearts. This new video follows the narrative music video released earlier this year, starring Zoe Doe. Why? Zoe as Justin's love interest. I don't know. It's Friday, everyone. What do you think the purpose of releasing this video is, Courtney?
I'm not sure what the purpose was, to be honest. I felt like he just put it out. But I have to be honest. I know the teacher about to be like, but I liked this music video. I actually liked it a lot more
Mhm.
than the boxing catastrophe he put out. That to me didn't make
Yeah,
a lot of sense. I felt like this was organic. Y'all know y'all keep hearing me say, like, I want something that feels natural from Justin. And the fact of the matter is, whether y'all like her or not, he really does love his wife. And so here we are. It reminded me of like a romantic home movie that maybe you wouldn't show your kids unless you were trying to embarrass them on prom night. But like you know what I mean? It felt
yeah,
personal and it didn't feel
right.
like manipulating or anything. So I actually enjoyed the video, not the song, but the
Yeah,
video. So good job.
I I agree. I think this should have been the direction first. You know,
Yes.
Karina also agrees with us as well. He should have made this the original video. Yeah, I think this really made you feel a lot when you watch this. The song means that much more. You know, you really
Mhm.
listen to the lyrics, whereas the video before, even though it was very well done, and I still enjoyed that, it you miss the emotional part of it. You see it more
Mhm.
here, or you feel it more at least, and so and I really like that song. I know it's not your favorite, Courtney, but it's growing on me. But I feel like at the Olympics, at like a big event or something. Like I
Mm.
see, like you know, in an
When they
empty
light the
stadium.
thing, girl, rings,
Exactly.
girl, blaze, and Justin. "Ah!"
Some big performance in my mind. I don't know where it is yet, but it's coming.
Mm.
uh, all right. Well, something else that's coming, Courtney. We have more weekend news for you because fans are clamoring for more information surrounding the weekend's upcoming Super Bowl halftime show performance, and they are already starting to consider who may be joining him on stage. The biggest speculation is coming from a Twitter fan account that is rumored to have some inside scoop on the event. Grande Streaming, the fan account in question, posted this quote: Ariana Grande is now rumored to be joining the weekend for the Super Bowl halftime performance this year for their hit single, Love Me Harder. This is a rumor. Fans blew up the
Mm.
possibility of having the weekend and Ariana on stage at the same time, with fans tweeting out their excitement in response to the fans' account's comment. We've only got a week to wait with the Super Bowl kicking off on Sunday, February 7th. Do we think we have a chance of seeing Ariana jumping on stage with the weekend, Courtney and T Tribe? I know we spoke about this before. What else do you think we may see, or who else do you think we may see during the halftime show?
Um, Before I answer that, T Tribe, if you're a weekend fan, 'cause I know y'all are here, XOers. Tell us all of your favorite weekend collabs, and just you're allowed to spam the chat on that one.
Yes.
Alex, I'm not sure in terms of who else. I know he had the song. It was mentioned with Daft Punk. I believe that it should be a weekend and friends, Abel and friends. Have I said this before? I'm getting like deja
Yeah.
vu. Abel
I
and
think
friends.
yes.
That's what I
I
want.
think that Ariana just makes sense. You know, it's not necessarily a surprise, but almost like, yes, this is what we wanted. And Abel and Friends is a great way to kick off that
I can't stop thinking about that. Like, you know, every single person that has had a popular collab with The Weeknd, they all just have their special. It's going to be like Super Smash Brothers. Just like, Ariana has joined the fray. Lana Del Rey has spun into the competition. Like, I'm just ready at this point to see who's going to be.
If every single person he's collab with just comes in on a different, like, transportation, like Ariana comes in on
it's supposed to be the longest Super Bowl show. It's supposed to be the longest Super Bowl halftime show that's coming up next week. So, I mean, it's possible, Alex.
Yeah. A lot of
break free.
That's pretty good. See, Trev, are you excited for this potential Ariana feature at the halftime show? I sure am. Courtney, I know you are too. I can't wait to see it. Now there's so much hype around it that I just want to see it.
And you know what it is, Alex? A really good point was brought up in the chat, and I think, oh, there we go, Mr. Makeshift. Hey, Mr. Makeshift. He was saying, I feel like this could be real only because I don't know how much of a performer he is. And I'm on that same wavelength with you, Mr. Makeshift, because it's almost kind of like, and this is not shade, y'all, but think about it. We have like some artists that have great music, but they can't like dance, or they don't embody the entertainer aspect. That's like not part of their brand. So think about before we really were into future nostalgia. Remember, the internet loved to make fun of Dua Lipa because she couldn't dance. And so what they did, and what they've continued to do, y'all, is they make the performance so big. Like, it's rare that you see Dua Lipa on stage and it's not like 25 dancers on the stage going completely off. And she gives us the, a hip twist or like a this, and it's great. So I'm thinking maybe it'll be the same thing with Abel, where it's a lot of performance around him, a lot of guests, things to keep us distracted from the fact that he's not doing a lot. Yeah.
Cass in the chat just said he put $7 million of his own money into the performance. Now, I'm even interested.
I'm like, yeah, I might. Now I'm feeling like I might tune in now a little bit. $7 million. I mean, how much Lady Gaga paid to jump off that roof or wherever she jumped off of? Like, I see. I want to see a bigger performance than Katy Perry. Remember when Katy Perry came out she was on like a bull. I'll never forget Katy Perry, Alex. And let me know if you saw this. Katy Perry came out with Missy Elliott, and white people was like, "Oh my God, Lil' Kim is on the stage." I could not believe that. They was like, "Look at Lil' Kim, she's back." I'm like, that is Missy Elliott. What?
Yes, I remember that. That performance was killer.
Great.
I mean, listen, I am a big halftime show watcher. I've always loved it. I mean, I love sports in general, but then I'm here, the halftime performance, I'm definitely front row watching. So I'm ready for it. And I hope you watch too, Courtney, because this is going to be good.
I might watch that. Listen, I got my cable on for Wendy, so I might keep it on for Abel.
Well, Wendy's on Saturday, and Abel's not till next Sunday. So I think you can keep it on. You have a week.
I'll keep it on here.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you may want to keep this next thing on, or if you haven't seen it, turn it on, because Miley Cyrus gave her own NPR Tiny Desk home concert yesterday, performing 3 songs. As she always does, Miley put her own spin on the popular concert series by performing in what amounted to a dollhouse to keep the tiny vibes of the series. Miley performed 3 songs, a cover of Fade Into You by Mazzy Star, Golden G-String from her album Plastic Hearts, and her single Prisoner. Miley definitely tried to pull out the stops for for her performance, going over the top in her outfits, set design, and how she had the crew shoot her for each song. You can catch more Miley music on Super Bowl Sunday as she performs for the TikTok Tailgate pre-show event for 7,500 healthcare workers across the U.S. who have already been vaccinated from the coronavirus. What did you think of Miley's tiny desk appearance? And have you seen others of these?
I have, and I do tend to really enjoy the tiny desk performances, but this one, I don't know, y'all. I really, really enjoyed it. And
Yeah.
I think that this is further confirmation that Miley is just doing the right thing. And I feel like her career goes best when she's not investing in the drama, when there's not like a boyfriend thing going on. Like, I love the fact that we get Miley performed. You know what I mean? Because Plastic Hearts was a great album. It did great on the rock charts, and I'm ready to see what else Miley has in store from this era that she's going to present to us. Because, I mean, girl, after the Super Bowl, all eyes are going to be on Miley. I can guarantee that.
Well, it's a tailgate, so it's a pre-show event.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think people are wondering why she's the main event.
Right. You know, I really, really love tiny sets. I don't. HGTV is my guilty pleasure. So I don't know if you've seen Tiny House, but I'm all about that show. So basically, there's tiny houses, and they come in and they remodel them and they make them work for people looking for tiny houses. T-Tribe, help me out if you've watched it.
Let me know in the girl. How tiny is that?
Very entertaining. If you need space, a tiny house is not for you. But they remodel it so they give you the most space and the most functioning kind of functionality of the house, if that's what you're looking for. So, I love that show. So when I saw this, of course, it reminded me of that. I love anything tiny, so appreciate this set. And then Miley's performance on it. She's really owning this, new era. She looks good. She sounds good. She's performing well. She's just cool. Like, you watch it and you're like, this also makes sense. Speaking of making sense. So I really, really hope that this continues. I think this is like a good niche for her.
Girl, listen. Miley, don't have no drama till Christmas. Let's keep this up. I'm excited about Miley again in a different way that I was before. Before I was like waking up to like, all right, what Miley do today? Now it's like, all right, Miley was whipping them. Girl, she was whipping that shag. Go off, Miley. Yes. I'm proud of her.
Yes. Oh, okay. I see you some of you in the chat. Brittany, I love Tiny House. Kim says, oh my God, yes, those are awesome. I love tiny homes. Betty Ann says, LOL, I've seen it. Oh, Hollyscoop, I like the YouTube videos where they make tiny food. LOL. Me too.
Oh, I seen those.
Anything tiny, I'm here for. But super cool. And shout out to Miley because she's really, really doing well and owning it. And she seems to be in a good place. So happy to see that. Mm-hmm. All right. Moving on to our favorite family. Some big news as the trailer dropped today. So Courtney, beep, beep. I'm here at the gate. Let me in. We have to talk about our Jenner tea time, so take it away.
Alrighty, if you guys are all set for all the tea from behind the Car Jenner gates, be sure to turn your volumes down for Car Jenner tea time! Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just me. Hey,
girl. All right. So it begins. Courtney and T-Tribe. Kim Kardashian shared the first trailer for the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians yesterday, and it is a lot. The trailer itself shows a lot of throwback moments, as well as dropping hints as to what fans can expect from the final season of the hit reality show. There are some definite storylines that the trailer is already looking to start with. We'll get to those in a minute, as well as lots of ugly crying. Kim even captioned her tweet, quote, I wouldn't leave you without some seriously ugly cry faces on our final 20th season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, premiering March 18th on E! So Kris Jenner closes out the trailer with an interesting admission to the camera, asking if they made the right decision by walking away, which, of course, something they did because Chris is making that Disney money now with the deal on Hulu. So before we get into any of the deeper storylines the trailer sets up, what did you think of the final season trailer, Courtney and T-Tribe? And do you think there could be anything hinting at what the Hulu deal has in store for fans with what Chris says at the end?
Alex, you know that these Kardashians love to keep the people talking, and they will try to keep the people talking all the way up until the final curtain call.
Right.
Um, I do think that this season will hopefully tie up a lot of loose ends, or at least questions that the fans have always wondered. Like, will there, won't they? Who are we? Khloe and Tristan, will there, won't they? Scott and Courtney. I mean, we already know they will, Chris and Corey. So I mean, what else is going on? I'm glad that they have been able to have the opportunity that they've had because I mean, I feel like if I were put in their position, girl, by season 3, I would have took my money and ran. But I mean, there's always a bigger picture, and I feel like the family has always been like, well, we can go bigger. Well, we can go bigger, and we can do it better, and we can do it bigger. Like, you know what I mean? And I can respect that. Girl, I'm more
Oh,
ready for Hulu. I'm excited to see
yeah.
what's to come. You know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did get a little emotional watching this last trailer. I know keeping up with the Kardashians has been such a big part of all of our lives and a big part of pop culture. So whatever you feel about the family, like there are so many references to the show and so many different kind of companies that have come from the show and platforms and all of that. So watching it, I was like, wow, like, have I been watching this for 20 seasons? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, we've all been part of this journey, whether we want to be or not. I want to
Mhm.
be. I mean, I love the show. So it makes me sad. Um, but I also am ready, like you said, for the next chapter, for Hulu, for the next big thing to come from them.
You know, Brittany is saying personally, I find it a little strange that they're stating that they're not going to be filming anymore. They have a contract with Hulu, so I mean, filming isn't going to stop for them. Okay, so here, I've been really thinking about this, Brittany, Alex, and T Tribe, right? Maybe the reason why they're like being so final about things is to make the show more evergreen. Like 5 years from now, would we want to keep being like watch a finale where they're like, all right, we're going to Hulu. Like this isn't the end of us because we're going to Hulu, or like them
Yeah,
like weirdly alluding to the fact that something else is continuing. It's almost kind of like they're like leaving a job and they put their 2 weeks in. It's like putting your 2 weeks in at McDonald's and you're going to work at Burger King after. Everything is
right.
done the right way and polite and how it should be emotional. Here's, a Rolex or whatever they gave out. And then they're going to go to Burger King and start flipping them Whoppers, girl, and get all those big streaming numbers. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I think, with Chris at the end asking if they made the right decision by walking away, I think that's something that they'll always kind of doubt. It's natural, it's human. Anytime you make a different
Hmm.
decision or a big change in your life, you're always like, was that right? And then you get to a place in your life where you're like, no, that was right. That was the move.
Hmm.
Um, and of course, we know in true Kardashian fashion, they'll get to the point where they'll understand probably with this Hulu deal that it was the right move. Hopefully, but I think they kind of edited that. Putting my producer hat on, that was a larger statement where she's like, we went through the conversation of is this the right decision or not, and they just kind of like did it. I mean, whoever does the Keeping Up with the Kardashians teasers does a great job. Shout out to you. You deserve a raise because you always get us. You always get us back.
I agree, Alex. I feel like a show, especially when it's preseason, a show is only as good as its trailer. I'll know exactly how I'm going
Right.
to feel about a show for the entirety of the season based off of that trailer. And this one was all right. This one was all right. This one says, okay, well,
Yeah.
even if I'm not obsessed, let me find out if Courtney really going to wind up sleeping with Scott since they're napping on the couch.
Right. And we'll get into that story in a second. But I completely agree with you. Like this happens all the time when I'm on the streaming services and I watch all the trailers. I mean, half the time it's like an hour worth of watching trailers. It's so annoying. But if it doesn't catch me, I don't watch it. So trailers are important in this one. So I'm ready for it. But back to Courtney and Scott sleeping on the couch. So one of the new storylines, or one of the storylines in the new trailer, seemed to hint at it between Courtney and Scott. In the trailer, Kim comments to the family that she found Courtney and Scott asleep together on the couch. The next shot shows Kendall saying that they are made for each other and that they are supposed to be together. Interesting way to take the first trailer after we have spent most of the week talking about Courtney's new relationship with Travis Barker. Scott has also been attached to Amelia Hamlin since Kendall's birthday party last Halloween. So what do you think the show wants to do with this, Scourtney thing now? And have they really not recognized that fans aren't as easily duped when we are inside their lives 24/7?
I thought that was really strange. So yeah, I mean, obviously we have seen Courtney move on recently and we've seen Scott move on recently. So it's like weird to see that. However, Alex, there are people, as shocking as it is for me to believe personally, flip my wig. There are people that do not watch the morning tea and they do not read or watch or listen to any entertainment news. And they will turn this on and believe that Courtney is across town sleeping on the couch at the same time that they're watching the episode. So I mean, maybe I feel like production probably was like, well, we have to go with what we have. And once the show is done, you're free to go on and live your life. And that's what they're doing. It's still entertainment, I think, for the fans and the viewers. But for us and our exclusive tribe here, what's going on? We see through the PR and we're already, 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, it is interesting timing. And I don't know where, but I read an article that talked about that. How does, these reality shows think that fans don't follow along with everyone on social media? Like, it's hard to kind of have these storylines and film 6 months, previously, and then to be up to date when they edit the show. And it's like, it's just weird timing with the Scott and Courtney thing. But of course, I've said this before, that, I eventually hope for a happily ever after. But I also understand they want to be happy with other people too. So I don't know what they're doing with this. But let's also talk about the fact that they were on and off for a very long time, and then falling asleep on the couch together is not that crazy, right?
Alex, I can go downstairs after the show and literally put my little Inuyasha blanket over me and go to sleep. So I mean, it don't matter who there. My glamorous sectional will knock you out, girl, period. Like, you get what I'm saying? I mean, the fact that they were like blowing that up, I was like, all right, they can't nap. It's hard being rich. Like,
It is. Do you think that this kind of trailer, do you think they're trying to shut the noise of Courtney and Travis? Do you think this is purposeful? Or turn down the noise?
Maybe. Alex, I didn't think about that at all, but maybe they're like, if you were getting too comfortable, look, she's in love. like I don't know. Weird. I'm still trying to process after seeing the trailer. I'm like, well, we already know, but I'm trying to think outside of my own brain. Like, lots of people, like, if I were to call my mom and be like, oh, did you know that Scott was, she would be like, who's Amelia? And who was Scott Disick? Right. Probably. So, I'm just like,
well, I don't know, girl. Brittany's saying it wasn't like they were cuddling on the couch. They were on different ends of the couch and fully clothed under different blankets.
Thank you.
But of course, they're together.
I think that they will have a happy ending, just not the one that we're thinking of. They're going to be happy co-parents. And maybe, Alex, they're going to turn 70. If they're still alone and they turn like 70, girl, they're going to elope. And it's going to be the event of the year. Watch.
I think what's more interesting is Kendall's reaction to it. Like, Kendall wants them together, right? That was more interesting.
I guess, but yeah. There's a cell in me, a cell in my body that is like, somebody told her to act like, girl. Because here's the thing, Alex. The last thing the Kardashians would want, and this is me being honest, is for their final season to be a dud. So if they have to, do a couple setups to make it seem like something is happening and nothing is happening, girl, but nap time and fruit snacks, then little Miss Kenny is going to do just that, They said, girl, pull your weight. Say this line.
Girl,
we need it.
Get all the Courtney shippers back before we end this season. Real quick.
Oh, let me take my shambong, Alex. Show almost over, girl.
Yes. Shout out to that. As you all know, I still haven't received my shambong, but I did receive this birthday wine glass a few years back, and I decided, if you can see, it says birthday make a wish. So I decided to take my little champagne out of that.
Come on, festive queen. Hang on, girl. Let me pour my cooks. You know I'm cheap.
That's Courtney.
Okay.
I was blonde one. That's me. This weekend.
I was blonde one. Silly. Cheers, Alex. You are silly.
All right. Party. Speaking of party, someone's going to be partying soon, because let's get to our OMT story of the day. Probably the biggest storyline that the new Keeping Up with the Kardashians trailer is plugging is the one between Khloe and Tristan. In the trailer, we see Khloe sitting down with Tristan and the couple discussing their future. Khloe says this, quote, "I just feel like it's now time to have another kid." Now, these rumors have been swirling for a while now and aren't surprising considering what we talked about yesterday regarding a possible, eloping Khloe and Tristan wanting to elope. There were also inklings of this coming from Kardashian insiders a couple of months ago, with one source telling E! News, quote, "Khloe knows the value of siblings and growing up in a house full of kids, and she wants that for true. It's something they've been working on for a while." It's an interesting way to say that. All of this news comes amidst Khloe shutting down pregnancy rumors over the past few months, even taking time out of her day to shut down some Twitter fans who were convinced she was pregnant. But maybe Khloe is just playing the long game. Sources close to Tristan and Khloe spoke to E! About how involved Tristan is becoming in Khloe's life. According to the source, Tristan has been making an effort to listen to her feelings and goes with her to her doctor appointments. Maybe the couple is actually in the process of IVF treatment right now, a process that the Kardashians have been very positive about over the years. We don't know. Either way, it does look like we will be getting plenty of positive Khloe and Tristan storylines coming out of this next season of the show. Do you think that Khloe may be looking to get pregnant sooner than we had previously thought?
Girl, I guess, question mark, if that's what she want to do, if that's her decision, if that's what she feels in her heart, go off, Khloe. I personally don't think that it is the right decision. If this were like someone that I knew or a family member, I would hit them with the, "Are you sure?" That should make you just go and reconsider. Just take a quick beat and just think, let me just review and refresh. At the end of the day, you guys, none of us have to agree that Khloe and Tristan having a baby is right. At the end of the day, it is her family, her body, her choice, her decisions. But, I mean, she's in entertainment. She puts her life out there for us to provide opinions and commentary on. And I will be happy for her should she get pregnant, although pre-pregnancy, I do not think that this is the strongest decision. What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting because this new news came from E! Online. So it's like, we know that the show's on the channel. They're always very protective about what is put out, what stories are put out. So when I saw this link and it went to E! I was like, that's interesting. It's also not a surprise. Khloe has been very vocal about wanting to give True a sibling, about possibly wanting more children with Tristan. So it's not shocking. I think, again, part of the trailer, the way they edited it was to make us all think that and all start talking about it. But again, her choice, their choice. If this is they're happily ever after, then it's going to happen. And so, hopefully it brings them happiness and everyone can move on.
I have a question, Alex and T-Tribe, and this is a messy question, so feel free to participate or not participate. Do you think that there is a chance that maybe in the back of his mind, Tristan believes that it is easier to be with Khloe and be involved with the Kardashian energy bubble behind the gates, what have you, and deal with whatever problems come with that versus splitting and then dealing with the problems that come with that? Do you think that maybe he thought in his mind that just staying with Khloe is the lesser of two evils? Not saying Khloe is evil, but maybe he feels like, well, it'll be worse if I just leave her. And at least if I'm with her, I know I'll always have money in case the basketball coin runs out and I decide I don't want to host or do whatever. And it's easier to just stay in the mansion. Do you think that that could be a possibility? Maybe?
I I don't know. There's a lot in what you just said. I feel that they're working towards a healthier relationship. I feel like they do
Okay.
love each other, and there'll be a lot of criticism from saying that because there's no secret. There is an elephant in the room. There was infidelity. I do not defend that. I don't think it's right, but they have made a choice to work this relationship out, however you feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to have children together and they're happy and they're in love and they're moving forward, then this makes sense, you know?
Mm-hmm. But we're gonna have to see, girl. Hopefully, I'm hoping that Khloe does have a happy ending. Honestly, truthfully, if not for her, for True.
Yeah.
But I think I wouldn't be surprised if something went wrong. I'll be like, well, girl, we were hoping for the best, but we were expecting the worst. And if the worst does happen to happen down the line, I just wouldn't be surprised. But I'm hoping for what's best for True because she didn't do anything but be born. Shout out to you, True. Good morning, girl.
Good morning and good evening. Because unfortunately, that is all the tea we have to spill today. But we will be back Monday. Actually, let me rephrase that. I unfortunately will not be on the show next week. But don't worry, we're going to have all your faves on the show. Courtney will still be here holding down the fort. But until then, if you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share all your thoughts in the comments below if you're an after sipper. And Courtney, if they want more of you after the show, where can they find you?
If you want more of me after the tea, you can follow me on social media of Instagram, a TikTok, a Twitter, new podcast episode coming out later today, and my own individual YouTube channel. Just type my name on the screen up top. It all comes up. Where can they find you, Chef Man?
You can find me on all social media as well, just like my name, at Alex Schiffman. And on that note, we hope everyone has a very, very safe and fun and healthy weekend. And we'll see you on Monday. All right, Courtney, take us away.
Alrighty, we'll see you guys Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And now it's time to wash your hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. It's in demand. You better wash your hands.